live from Greenwich Avenue. We are here with the founders and owners of the one and only Gnocchi on 9th. How's it going, fellas?
Great.
Can't complain. We're serving pasta. We're happy.
So we're going to start with the simplest question that we ask everyone that we interview. What is your story? How did this get started? How do you guys know each other? What's the whole shebang?
So about 5 years ago now, I was selling ghost kitchens to restaurants, and they gave me crappy leads, and I ended up finding better leads in food halls in New York, and Ariel was one of them. We, knew each other for 2 or 3 years, and then we're on the subway one day, and I go to him, I have this crazy idea to sell some gnocchi in some Chinese takeout boxes. He goes,
I have the same idea.
he literally had the same idea. And we were looking at something for another concept. And then he was so excited about it. He was like, well, if he's thinking about that, it's got to be a good idea. So we ended up looking at spaces. 2 weeks later, we signed a lease. A month and a half later, we opened up. And a week and a half after that, we went viral.
So it all happened pretty fast. From a conversation on the subway, within 6 weeks, we had the first store open. And 2 years later, we're at 10. And who knows where it's going to go.
It's crazy.
And that was the first thing I was going to ask is how many iterations did you guys go through to perfect the recipe? Was it something where you had to bring in experts or do a lot of research, or was it you guys are just also great chefs and you guys figured it out from the jump?
I don't think either of us are great chefs. I think we love to eat. We are great eaters. Yeah. So the truth of the matter was the night before we opened the first store, Mike and I were the only 2 employees of the company. And we were just with a pen and paper making sauce, like too much salt, add more salt. And we just figured out the recipes the night before we opened.
Wow.
And then we used some customer feedback to continue to tweak along the way. And here we are.
I mean, it also does help that I am Italian and I've been cooking sauce since I'm 7. So
yes. A lot of Sunday sauce in your family?
Not Sunday, but in general, we would bulk batch it and make a lot of it.
Okay, got it.
And then we want to talk about items on the menu because you do primarily serve gnocchi, because there are a few other things on the menu.
Yes,
so I wanted to talk a little bit about your menu. So let's go through some of the different gnocchis you guys make, and then we're going to give some opinions because we got to try all of them, and they are positive.
Yes, very good, very good. We would fork this again, by the way, if you're wondering. We would. That is the word.
We'd fork this again.
Yes.
Our listeners are called the mother forkers.
Yeah.
The fork is very fitting.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've seen it here first. Gnocchi on 9th, the first fork mic.
The first fork mic was here. So they have the pomodoro, vodka, pesto, cacio e pepe, truffle, bolognese.
And for a limited time, until the end of spring, we have the crab, which will be replaced by the summer special, which is a secret soon to be announced.
I guess it's not technically summer, but it feels like summer right now.
Couple more weeks, yeah.
2 more weeks.
Oh, I'm excited. We'll have to come back.
So I want to talk about the virality of the shop. Obviously, it went viral very, very quickly. Were you guys ready for that amount of attention, or was that just like you guys like holy shit?
No,
we weren't, nor was our supply chain.
Nobody was ready.
Yeah.
It's like it was completely like our suppliers did not even have enough gnocchi. We were buying gnocchi from Connecticut all the way down to Philadelphia. And
Wow.
we were just purchasing all of it because we were we couldn't keep up with the demand at all. It was insane.
Yeah.
Were the lines out the door?
We had a line from 9th Street that wrapped around all the way to 2nd Avenue.
Oh my
to
goodness.
10th Street.
Okay. Yeah. Now that you bring up lines, this has been coming up in every interview. How long would you guys wait on a line for a viral food moment?
Oh, I think we're maybe the wrong people to ask. I don't think we would wait on a line.
That's what everyone's been saying. No owner would wait on a line.
I think as much as we benefited from the line, I think that we might walk by a line and be a little judgmental.
So I do something called line scouting,
Okay.
if you want to call it that. If there's a line, I'm going to avoid it. If there's no line, I'll go.
Well, that's what Matt Peterson is doing. We talked about this on a previous episode. There's food influencer Matt Peterson who refuses to go wait in lines. He only goes to places that have no lines. And I mean, I like it. He's supporting small businesses, so I think that's good. I want to talk about the process of actually making the pasta. From start to finish, we kind of watched it.
Yeah.
But how long does it take? What goes into it? We saw them mixing the sauce with the gnocchi. Just start to finish, what's the actual process of that?
I mean, the only time-consuming thing is making the sauces. So the sauces take hours, but that's really the only thing that has a lot of time behind it. Once the sauces are ready, when a customer comes in to order, from the time they order, they're going to need a minute or 2 minutes max to walk out the door with their food. Because gnocchi is a fresh pasta, so it boils in about 45 seconds to a minute.
Mhm.
Just heat up the sauce, mix it all together, and it's good to go.
And you guys do have the tiramisu, which also went
Yes.
viral. Was that a
Yeah.
late ad?
Did the tiramisu go viral?
Did that?
Yeah, I've seen it everywhere.
He did research
So,
on the
yeah.
restaurant.
Really?
So
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a good tiramisu.
so was that a late
wanna
ad,
try
or was that originally on the menu when you guys opened?
We've actually had the same exact menu since day. We've had the same exact menu since day one. So tiramisu was on the menu since day one. The only changes we've had were additional sauces, but the menu's been the same besides that. So that's day one. We've had the same tiramisu.
And
Yeah.
we do have a Caesar salad that was sold out for the first week and a half because we couldn't get lettuce for some reason.
Oh
I don't know
no!
what happened.
Justice for the Caesar salad.
Yeah, so like, oh, sorry, the Caesar salad sold out, and I think we couldn't find lettuce for like 2 weeks. There was like a romaine shortage or something.
Oy.
Really?
I mean, I feel like that's got to be one of
Huh.
the biggest nightmares of running an establishment is the supply chain. Is if one thing goes wrong along the way, it could screw you guys over for weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had a question right now.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you kind of have the base, which is the gnocchi, right? And all you guys essentially have to do to keep it running is like stick with what you've already mastered and then coming up with like different variations of gnocchi. Let's talk about serving it in the Chinese container. How did you guys have that idea, mixing the Chinese container with the Italian?
And how long were you
Cuisine.
sitting on that idea for when
Because
you
it
said
sounds like you.
Yeah,
had
it sounds
this
like this has
idea.
been something that's been years in the making.
So what it was just it's something easy to hold, right?
Yeah.
And easy to walk with. And we were looking at other containers, and this one was just like, you know what? This is almost as iconic as the Greek coffee cup that you see with the a great service or whatever it says in here. And on day one we were like, okay, we're gonna do this because we had gotten him. I think he had Chinese food at his house one time, and like he like washed it and like brought it in and like we're serving a gnocchi in this. And I'm like, oh, that works. But like, yeah, and then the day we're going to buy the box, and I'm like in Restaurant Depot looking for the box, and I'm like, I'm asking for Chinese takeout containers. The guy goes, "What are you talking about? There's the plastic ones right over there." And we ended up learning that those are called food pails.
Did not
Wait,
know
what are
that.
they called?
Food pails.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they actually were originally invented for oysters. Apparently.
Also, did not know that.
Wow.
I mean, that's what YouTube told me.
The internet's a great place.
Fact checking.
You guys have a lot of locations. I think you mentioned 10 at this point.
We just opened our 10th one 2 weeks ago in Jersey.
What are the logistical challenges of having so many locations throughout New York? And then we often hear from other restaurant owners just the challenges of getting approved by the city of New York are also a nightmare. And we're not going to make this about the city of New York, but just what comes with the territory of opening 10 locations? How challenging is it for you guys to go location to location, I'm sure, and make sure quality control is there and all that?
I mean, the biggest challenge is definitely maintaining quality and being able to get enough good people in the door.
Yeah.
I think the challenge isn't necessarily having the 10 locations, it's how fast we got to 10 locations.
Yeah.
And I think most places, I don't know how long it would take them. We did it in 24 months, and it is really just Mike and I.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot. You know, we're always planning. We're always looking for good people. We had to hire people to work full time with us. We have a director of operations now. We have area managers now. It just quickly got to the point where Mike and I were not able to fulfill every role. So it was just seeing the holes that needed to be filled as we grew, and we didn't really have a plan. It was just putting out fires until we had a plan.
Yeah.
And growing it and scaling it was quite simple because of the type of cuisine we're serving and the way that our kitchen is set up, right? So when you look at we're serving one cuisine, right? We also don't need venting because we're not producing any grease-laden vapors.
Yeah.
So the vent is not required by us.
Wow.
And the other thing is that we're also using induction. So when you do a build out, you're not spending a bunch of money on, all these expenses. Like you could pay $10,000 to $12,000 per floor for venting, which is completely crazy.
So I assume throughout this process of opening these locations, you learned a lot about New York law and restaurant policy and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he was somewhat of an expert. He He worked for Stickies for a while. He also what
throw
other
names?
yeah, go. You throw out the names.
I had a lot of time in restaurants. So like ever since I graduated high school, it was just restaurant after restaurant, from fine dining to fast casual, chicken fingers to Indian food to gyros to acai bowls.
You can't
So
sleep on the Sticky's chicken nuggets. Those chicken tenders were pretty good.
rest in peace.
I know.
Rest in peace. They're no longer with us, but they laid a good foundation. Now I feel like chicken tenders are everywhere. So
They are.
people took up their mantle.
I feel like you guys don't give yourself enough credit. You're like, we just had this idea and did it the next day and are
This is-
putting out
this is an
fires.
impressive
And
operation.
then you're spewing all of this information about everything you know. So
Yeah.
you guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I feel like we're forced to learn. Like when you're thrown into battle, you kind of have to learn how to fight. So it was just a trial by fire, and we had no choice but to learn a lot about everything. Because as the founders, we had to learn everything.
Favorite Italian restaurant in New York that's not your own.
Frank on 2nd Avenue.
For nostalgia, I'd go Mezzaluna on the Upper East Side.
Aren't they closing again though? I saw they're
Again?
refusing their. I saw now the lead say
Don't tell me that because I'm gonna have to go back
I
tomorrow.
have to go back up there. Yeah.
But if we're trying to if I'm gonna get a res and really fight for that, Teresi could be the best Italian meal I've ever had.
That was pretty good.
We
That's on
we
my
can't
list.
get in.
Yeah, we can't get it.
Mike knew somebody who worked there, and we walked in, and they had a lunch reservation cancel, and we got a seat at a table, and it was spectacular.
Pretty
It
good.
was
Jealous.
amazing. Yeah,
Red sauce or vodka sauce?
I'm a red sauce guy. The Pomodoro.
I think it depends, but you can't beat the Pomodoro. The Pomodoro is a classic. It's everything.
I think vodka sauce isn't really like authentic and old school, and I think that's why every chef owner says red sauce. No one has said vodka sauce yet.
It's also the base of vodka sauce. Like vodka sauce doesn't exist if you don't start with the Pomodoro.
Did you know that?
Yes,
Okay, good.
you make a good point.
Your face for a second scared me. That
What about pesto versus red sauce?
Red sauce,
Yeah, I mean, pesto has its moments, but
but not enough of them.
No, not yeah. No,
I agree.
it's
I
90
agree.
degrees today,
Once in
so
a while.
I'll have some pesto today because it's 90 degrees out.
I think pesto is so hit or miss, honestly.
and I don't know if you have more, but for
I
me,
have a lot more.
what is the key to a good tiramisu? We were talking about this yesterday. We're at a restaurant and they bring the tiramisu. They sit it on the table. I almost choked to death on
I took
the
a
cocoa
bite.
That's
powder.
how you know it's good quality.
It's too much.
And you're suffocating on the dust.
It was too much.
No, we were choking on this tiramisu. There was something wrong. And we talked to a chef yesterday and he was like, yeah, that is not okay. There is a balance to this. So, I mean, you guys might say wing it, but how do you go about that balance?
Well, I would be lying if I said we go about the balance. We get our tiramisu from Brooklyn Cannoli Co., but they do a great job. What we really like about it is it's not too coffee forward. For me, I don't love a super coffee forward tiramisu. So you definitely get the coffee, but what's shining is the velvety, luscious cream. That's what I want.
That's what the guy said yesterday.
Yeah, I just want a lot of cream. So the mascarpone cream is what makes it for me.
Any thoughts?
No,
That
I mean,
encompasses-
that is what it is. No, I don't have any.
Okay,
feelings
great,
for tiramisu.
great.
Yeah.
I'm not a sweets person though.
Oh, man. You're
He's
killing
sweet
me.
enough.
Say it again.
He's sweet enough.
Okay, I have a lot of rapid fire ones, but I mean, best neighborhood for Italian food in New York City.
I'm letting you know that it's
I'm
not
relying-
Little
I'm
Italy
relying on
as I
his
stare
answer.
into the camera.
It's not Little Italy.
No.
Where is it?
Well,
Carroll
I'm-
Gardens, Brooklyn.
That's a good answer. Why were you looking at him to answer for you?
Okay. Everybody has a different thing. You know, some people say
He's the
Bensonhurst.
Italian. So
Uh,
Some people say Bensonhurst. And I'll tell you the truth. Until I started cooking Italian, I mean, I cook Italian so much that I really don't eat it out.
Okay,
So
fair.
that's, because, like, I mean, I know we're selling it at an affordable price of $10 for the Pomodoro, the vodka, but, you get a box of pasta for a nominal value, and then they're charging you $40 for a portion. It's insane.
Yeah.
We were at a restaurant, and I think the raviolis were, I don't know, $50 or something,
for
and
like
you
5
got
pieces.
5 or 6 ravioli.
Well, that's something I talk about on the podcast all the time. Is
Pasta is cheap.
pasta is usually very cheap, and I understand if labor goes into it, like being homemade, but you can't charge $40 for.
But
10
they're getting
pieces
away
of
with
pasta.
it. People don't blink.
Yeah, because this is the biggest problem I think with New York City dining now is people just go for the name. Like if they can get into X restaurant and they know it's going to be good for the Instagram story, they'll pay whatever they want.
That's what it's about. As long as the camera's happy.
That's sad.
Your wallet's not.
No, it's not.
So you opened your first store in the East Village. What made you decide to open up there?
Mike is the real estate guy, so he
So
took us there.
So we were looking in that neighborhood because there's a lot of things that start in the East Village in New York, like punk rock, is one of those things. And I spent a lot of time there because I used to, back in college, work at the Starbucks in Astor Place. And I know that there's always these new and exciting restaurants that are starting there. We were looking on 7th Street, and we didn't want to be Gnocchi on 7th because 7th Street Burger might have bought us or
Okay.
sued us. But we looked at 7th Street. We didn't have a name while we were looking for the restaurants. And we ended up on 9th Street looking at a store down the block. And then the store we landed on wasn't even on our radar. They didn't have it listed anywhere. It was just a sign in the window. It was vacant. It was a jewelry store prior. And we called them, and they had a great rent. And it was like, okay, this is going to work. The idea was never to build this.
Yeah.
The idea was for me to continue in real estate, him to continue working at the restaurant he was working at, and us to just have a side income. The virality just catapulted us into not the monster, but to what this has bloomed into.
I think you can call it a monster at this point, in a good way.
In a positive.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like a friendly monster.
yeah. A
you know?
friendly monster.
Not the scary monsters from monstering, right?
Yeah.
Give it to you.
Mike what's his name?
Mike
Wazowski. Yeah.
Wazowski.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Monsters Inc. references. Okay.
So I'm gonna
Can I
quiz
say
you.
about the East Village also?
Yes.
I think the East Village is also home to so many small businesses. I think out of any neighborhood I can think of in the city, it's almost every shop back to back is a small, locally run business owner, probably working behind the counter themselves. So it's also, just approachable to us and anybody else really looking to get into a first time business to open up there. And like Mike said, the name, we didn't have any fears about the future and not being on 9th Street because the idea was never to have any more than one store. We thought that it was going to be a small side project. We would continue with our jobs, and the name was not anywhere on a concern. It was just going to be Gnocchi on 9th, and that was going to be it.
Right. Can you name all 10 locations
I would hope.
collectively between the two of you?
Can I check my notes? Yes.
Okay. So we got he likes doing it in order. We have 9th Street, the original. Well, the second one we opened was on Orchard Street on the Lower East Side.
Yes.
The third one we opened was the Upper West Side on Columbus Avenue. The fourth one we opened was this one here on Greenwich Ave. Then we opened the Upper East Side. After the Upper East Side, we opened Park Slope.
You got it.
After Park Slope, we opened Midtown.
You got
on
it.
54th and 7th. After that, we opened
Kips Bay.
Kips Bay, right,
Yeah.
on
That
3rd.
must make a killing with all
32nd and
the
3rd.
new college kids coming out.
They like their gnocchi.
They like their gnocchi. And then number 9 was supposed to be Jersey City, but the city had a lot of delays with approvals and things like that. But it ended up being Williamsburg. And then most recently, Jersey
and it was
City.
Jersey. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. You got
Correct. You got it.
Wow.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
it. I feel like it would be more impressive if we didn't know.
If
But-
someone's coming here for the first time, which one would you say this is like the one you should get?
The safe bet that everybody goes with is the vodka sauce
With burrata.
with burrata on top. My favorite now is the bolognese.
Yeah, I think the crowd favorite for the longest, and I guess it was on the front of everyone's viral video and photo, was the vodka with burrata. But now we would definitely recommend the bolognese. If you're a meat eater, it's become the crowd favorite. And definitely ours.
And then the other thing that's great is our seasonal specials. The crab people love crab. We had no idea that this was going to fly like this. And we're coming up with something seafood related for the summer special to just let you know. That's all we're
My
telling
guess
you.
is lobster, but I'll stop.
I mean, that would
We
that would-
wanted to, but
Yeah,
I don't
but-
think people would pay. We would have to charge $30 for
Yeah.
turtle.
Oh yeah, and your price is already so reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not trying to price gouge anybody. We do have a lot of merch, guys, now. Check our website. For sale at the Greenwich Avenue shop, and
our
also
website, yeah.
purchase online at gnocchinyc.com.
We could hang out here all day.
Yeah, we could hang out here all day. Fellas, thank you so much for having us. This place is awesome. Make sure to check it out. Gnocchi on 9th. Episode coming soon.
Thank you guys for coming by. See you in the shop soon. Come get some gnocchi.
See you guys. Thank you.